Hey y'all, it's your girl Brittany. I'm back. I'm better with another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Click the bell to be notified of every time I post, because I do post frequently. Alright, y'all already know what we getting into, baby. We jumping, we skipping, we hopping, we leaping, we doing the Dougie, our Dougie into this video. Click the link down in the description box below to become a member on my Patreon. Trust me, you won't regret it. Alright, y'all, let's get into this video. Now, it all started with Isaiah looking for a host for his South Central Baddies reunion. Now, he picked 6 people, who have big personalities and people love and enjoy them, to the public to ask who would we prefer to be the host for the reunion. Now, obviously, South Central Baddies has always and forever will have big personalities. So these candidates should be able to handle these big personalities, and in my opinion, also watch the show. Now, I'm going to give my personal opinion on just everybody that, he chose and put up. Now, this is for me. Now, when it comes to Big Liddy, if you want this fade, come and get it. I think as a host, Liddy is somewhat boring. I've said several times that, I've seen some interviews Liddy has done, and Liddy like to talk over people, and then she likes to somewhat bring it back to herself, and it can kind of be a bore. Like, it's cool, whatever, but it can sometimes be a bore, just in my opinion. Now, Rizé, love me some Rizé. I think Rizé is funny. I think he's a key, but I don't necessarily want to see Rizé host South Central Baddies. I'm seeing him as a co-host, and I just feel like Rizé is just there more so than really like being a host for it. Like, he did the co-host thing, let him do that, and get back to doing what he doing on TikTok. For me, Pressure, I love Pressure. Y'all know I don't like Pressure. Let me not lie to y'all and be like, oh, I love Pressure. I don't. I like what Pressure has built up, I will say that. But just like me being a fan of Pressure, y'all know I'm not a fan of Pressure. Even though I be using her lingo, I'm just not the biggest Pressure's fan. Erica, I know Erica is making a name for herself. She's definitely doing her big one when it comes to her reviews in this YouTube world. I personally do not watch Erica's reviews, so I really can't speak too much on her. Now, when it comes to Mal is very messy. He's a little sassy, so I'm already just going to count him out. Personally, for me, in my opinion, I would prefer him to not be the host. Now, the person I'm picking always and forever is Isaiah J. I believe Isaiah J will be a great host. Number one, because Isaiah J has followed the journey of South Central Baddies, period. I remember before I even started doing reviews, I was watching Isaiah J's reviews on TikTok, flying over there after a show would come on that I was particularly watching at the moment, or even before I started watching shows, he was reviewing shows, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what this show about, all this, all that. So that's number one. Number two, I feel as though he will be honest and he won't necessarily be around the bush. And number three, he doesn't necessarily have a relationship with any of these people from my knowledge. So it's not like, you said something, let's catch a fade behind it. I don't think it'll be like that. And I think too that they will respect his opinion. It doesn't come off threatening or like, oh, when we get out of here, let's run that, So like with Zay, Sky says something saying like, yeah, I'm gonna run it with you or something like that. So that's already like some tension, right there. And Zay probably gonna be like, so what you want? Do you need to get that? Do we need to run that? With Sky, that. With Pressure, I feel as though Pressure was one of the cast members last season, and we've already seen Pressure host, and to be honest, they don't take her serious, and they think that they can say whatever they want to pressure and put their hands on her. We've seen them. Erica, I don't know, they might feel as though because she used to be a bad girl, they might could take it there with her. I think that she's calmed down a lot since she was on Bad Girls Club, from what I see. And I don't know if she would want to even do that. I don't know. I mean, it's a great opportunity, but I don't necessarily know if she would want to do that. With Mal, like I said before, I'm always canceling out Mal because Mal is very sassy. I feel as though really when we see Mal in the media, it's over drama, it's over mess. He always has his hand in some type of drama, and usually it's always with Cashy. And, one of the Playboys is always something. And it's never really about his career. Nowadays, it's more about him and what he got going on in the bedroom. And with Liddy, I just feel as though we seen Liddy host Playboys and it was okay. And two, Liddy has her own podcast. And I think she does great on her podcast, with a few minor critiques that I said. But also, just to be honest, ever since Liddy has gotten this president position, I feel as though Liddy has been very messy. No shade. I just feel as though Liddy comment on any and everything. And just as a president, I just need her to sit more up in the ranks. Like, at this point, you're like where Deja is. So I think that you should just be pretty and more like, what I'm trying to say is, I believe as though like little small drama she shouldn't be in anymore. Like certain stuff shouldn't get a reaction from her, in my opinion. Now, Cashmere ends up coming out letting it be known that she's not necessarily here for Liddy hosting the reunion. So Cash posts, nobody that I fought 30,000 times hosted me. I don't care. That's out. Nobody that's on Now This TV that did lesser shows than me is hosting me. Bye. Leave it to them mother effers doing them reviews, because I will not be attending. Now, obviously, when Cash posted this, I was surprised because I thought her and Liddy were in a great space. I know in her latest show that she did with Now That's TV, she ended up letting it be known that they were cool. They weren't the best of friends, but they were cool. So I was kind of confused on why she made this post. Liddy ends up responding to Cash, and Liddy says, it's a shame when other women don't want to see other women elevate because of their personal feelings or whatever. One thing about me, it never gave hater. Okay, now hold on, Liddy. Hold on. That's when I got to stop you, because it's a shame when other women don't want to see other women elevate, I believe is somewhat hypocritical coming out of her mouth, because as y'all seen with the videos I have posted, when it comes to that Rari, okay, Liddy always adds herself into the mix, whether it's saying, oh, Ferrari doesn't need to be the host anymore, get Mel and Legacy to be the host, or oh, Ivory needs to get a restraining order on Ferrari because Ferrari always got her name in her mouth. Like I said, again, Liddy has had this position of presidency, and I don't believe that she holds herself to that standard of just coming in on issues that are more appropriate in the role that she is taking at Now This TV. I feel as though she's more talkative than ever in the time that I've been doing Now This TV content. I don't remember seeing Liddy be this petty and this catty, in my opinion. From South Central Baddies season 4, once it ended, I feel as though we seen Liddy stand on business. Everything was on business, as far as her and Ivory getting into it, as far as her getting into it with pressure, to her getting her president nominations and, her winning that. I believe as though, from that till she got the presidency thing, she was all about business and making her money and doing her thing, and not necessarily the catty stuff. I don't feel as though I've ever seen Liddy be this catty. And just to be honest, I don't feel as though Kash is coming from a place of like she don't want to see her quote unquote elevate. I think, she's happy for Liddy, as much as she can be. I think she doesn't mind Liddy, being the president, having her show, all these things, all these accomplishments Liddy has had. But I feel as though when it comes to the reunion, Kash has a point of letting people who review the show, who don't have a personal relationship with them, come in and do their job. And mind you, we've seen this be successful. Example A, when Saucy Santana came to Baddies and he knew the whole show, he was clocking T's whole time, telling people to stop talking from the audience if they didn't want to get in the field. So we've seen how people who review the show help the show. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure Liddy does watch the show and everything, but she knows these people personally. And I feel as though we've already put her in the seat of hosting. She did Playboys and she did a good job, but South Central Baddies needs that it needs somebody that's gonna give that energy. And I don't feel as though Liddy gives that energy. Mind you too, she, like I said before, know these girls personally, so stuff might get personal quick instead of it being somebody who just watched the show and know them off the show and is going to keep it on the show. Now, that's just my opinion. Let's continue. Liddy comes out with another post saying, me trying to figure out why Kash don't want me to host the reunion. Bipolar, Now, like I said before, I don't feel as though Kash is being bipolar or anything of that sort. Like, I definitely see where she's coming from. Like, give people a chance to do what they're good at. Like I said before, we've seen Pressure host. We've seen Liddy host. We've seen Mal host, but not necessarily like a reunion. But we've seen Mal host. Erica, I don't know Erica's work to truly like just speak on her as a reviewer. But I do believe, like, I watch Isaiah. I love me some Isaiah. They brought Isaiah before. Isaiah went to Young and Reckless reunion season 2. Now he didn't host it, but he was there. I just think that he would be perfect to host. I think he'd be great. We've seen Zay. Like, we've seen these other people. I feel as though let's give Isaiah J a chance. I'm really rooting for him, not only because he's a reviewer like me, but because I know he's going to ask the questions that we want to be asked. And don't get me wrong, I think that, Zay, Liddy, Pressure, whatever, I think they'll ask the questions too. But I just believe he's worked hard to get this. And really, I'm sure more people picked him. Like, no shade. I think people picked him. I'm sure. Like, I'm mostly positive that he was number one. And I'm sure Isaiah will be giving him a call. He lives in LA, so that's just perfect in my opinion. And like I said, I know he will ask the questions. I know they will too, but it's coming from somebody who really is invested. Like, invested. It's not just a check, but you passionate behind what you do, and you really like do the research. You know the history behind the show. And I'm gonna say that too. Like, it's a difference when you do this as like a job or a side hustle or whatever, and you like actually watching it as a viewer. Like, it's just a different vibe behind it because you have done the work and you know the history from the mess of who got beef, who been had beef, and not just like, oh, they had beef this season, but like beef, whether it was from the streets to the show to, oh, it was 2 seasons ago to now. When you do it for a living and you really keep up with this stuff behind the scenes, on camera, off camera, you really able to take it there, you know. And I believe Isaiah J will be great for this. I really do. I really, really do. And then I don't watch Erica's work, but I think, you know, if just say Isaiah is busy and he can't do it, I think Erica should be next. And if Erica busy, she can't do it, I think Zay should be next. Honestly, for me, because I believe like Zay, his job is social media, so I believe he's more into it. And I think Zay is a key. I think Zay will read the girls and it won't come off aggressive, or it won't come off like you being sassy or anything like that. I think that, you know, Zay has a great personality to be a host. I do believe that. Pressure, like I said, I feel as though we seen her host. Liddy, we seen her host. Ma, we seen him host. You know, let's sit them down for a second. Like, let's see new talent, in my opinion. All right, y'all. So that's all I got for y'all in this one. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Bye.